Hello and welcome to another Sligo Show Short with myself, Brendan Tierney. Tonight's guest, we have Roddy Quinn from the Coolera Dramatic Society. Roddy, you're very welcome to Sligo Show.
Thanks very much, Brendan.
So this is, how many times have you put on the Panto now?
Well, this is our 44th Panto
44th.
this year, yeah.
Wow.
Now, I'd like to say in a row, but we missed 2 with COVID, but otherwise they're in a row.
In a row.
Yeah.
And it's a very special anniversary for the Society this year.
Yes, our group started off in 1974 in somebody's house. And,
In a house?
In a house,
After a few drinks or just a random?
Well, I think the idea was sort of born perhaps after a few drinks. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I wasn't there myself. But some terrific people who decided to resurrect actually drama in the area.
Okay.
And about 5 years later then, after putting on some plays locally, mainly in Coolera House, they decided to have a go on the Year of the Child, which was 1979, to have a go at a pantomime. And the first 3 pantomimes were put on in the Baymount in Strandhill.
Oh, okay.
There's some unbelievable stories from those days.
Yeah, we'll have to have a say today to Susan, who got us in touch. We'll have to have a really long interview with yourself and Bobby and a couple of the crew.
Oh, Bobby and Brian.
There's an hour. There's an hour, I think,
at least,
episode.
Yeah. But anyway, and then when the Hawkswell opened in 1982, all the Pantos have been there ever since. Yeah.
And I mean, like, I mean, I'm a blow-in. I'm here 25 odd years, and I even remember, even as a student who wasn't really caring about going near Pantos at that age.
Yeah.
You heard when the tickets went on sale for the Panto and the queues.
Yes.
Out the door, like before, kind of online, obviously was.
Sure, but even still,
Really?
there are queues because people just maybe, if they're desperate for certain seats, they kind of may feel they have a better chance to get them by going to the desk. So there's still quite long queues, but I think most people get them online now.
Online, just the convenience of it.
Yeah.
And this year's show is
Jack and the Beanstalk.
Jack and the Beanstalk, the classic.
Yes.
And so like, but you do like a crazy run.
Yes,
like,
well,
I mean, it's amazing the effort you put in.
Well, the effort is amazing. I mean, I suppose the chief point to make about our group is that no group would survive this kind of business without the spirit and the cooperation of enormous numbers of people. It's just, I wouldn't say it's the lifeblood of the area, but it's a major sort of organ of sort of Coolera, and it's a thing that people love. And it's a thing that, so every year the 4th class in Ransborough School are automatically included in the show. In fact, I have a grandchild in it
very
in 4th
special.
class this year myself. But, there's things like that, and most of the people involved in the running of the show, as well as most of the cast, are from out our way. Although we take people from other places too. And we have certain people who are professionals at their work, of course, because you couldn't.
It's a creative community, in all aspects.
But it's a fantastic tradition. Of course, there are times when you think, "Oh God, why did I decide to take this on?" But usually, at the end of the run,
3 days before.
It's around now, actually. But anyway, but coming up the next week or 2, for sure.
Yeah.
But usually towards the end of the run, you begin to think, God, it'd be a shame if this actually stopped.
I know. And like again,
when you see the pleasure it brings.
But that's the thing. And I mean, I've interviewed many different people here from different dramatic societies, and people in the audience. I always kind of try to sell in the interviews to go like the effort, the hours, but the stress. And the headaches that it can bring.
Yes, it can. And I suppose you wouldn't want to be too anxious a person yourself because it could do your head in. So you need, I suppose, to have a certain basic calm demeanour, though I think, we all have our kind of cracking points.
Of course.
But I mean, I'll just tell you the kind of thing that goes on Thursday now. There's a guy playing the giant, and I went down to Galway with him, and we collected the giant's costume, and he tried it on down. This is a whole day now done doing this, going down to Galway, trying on the giant's costume and making sure it fitted okay and that kind of thing, and then driving back, It's the kind of thing, this guy took a day off work, to do this.
What are you going to do today? I'm actually collecting the giant's costume.
I know, but that was a day of annual leave for him, So.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. People are taking time off.
For sure.
But how many shows in total will you do?
We'll do 16, 14 evenings in a row and 2 matinees,
So there's 2 doubles.
2 doubles, Sunday, there's a matinee and an evening show, both Sundays,
So and most people go back to work on the Monday. It's not even the Saturday.
For sure, yeah. So there used to be a break on a Monday, but then we decided, it was just, people just said, please put on an extra show and that kind of stuff. So, and fortunately, the community around Sligo, they just seem to enjoy it, and it's not cheap to bring, say, 2 adults and 3 children, and a family, and but people just seem to be willing to pay the money and to come on, and I think it's about suspending reality, really. I suppose a lot of drama is about that anyway, but it's just about sort of unadulterated fun,
And the panto is just because of the interaction,
the interaction, and I think one of the things that sort of a chief element in our success is the local element. There's always kind of local people mentioned, and local politicians get a ribbing and this kind of stuff, all that kind of stuff. People love that. Even though they won't admit it, they love hearing their names mentioned from the stage.
Nothing worse than not being said, your name not being said. And you're directing this year, obviously. Have you directed for many years, or does it change around?
I have done it before, but not for. I've done it a few times before, but not for about 12 years. So a fellow called Bobby Jones, who you just mentioned there, directed about the last 10 or 11, and but he decided to call it a day. He's on the stage again.
I was going to say, hard to get you out of it, I'd say.
But just from directing, because it is directing is, I suppose, well, for me anyway, it's about a 9-month job, whereas if you're in the show, it's about a 3-month job from the time rehearsal starts. So there's a lot more, but it's not giving out or anything like that. But it is just extra commitment, and you have to meet all the stage managers and costumiers and sound people and all the rest of it.
How many people would you estimate you're dealing with, between everything?
Between on and off stage, it's over 100.
Yeah, and then parents as well.
Well, parents, of course. There's 2 parents for every child.
So I always like to make sure people understand what's going on there. But I mean, to do the number of shows you do for this many years. There's something special within the group.
I think it's all about the commitment. I mean, the producers previously there used to just be a director. Then there was a director and a producer. Now there's a director and 2 producers. It
has to be.
Because it just has to be to take certain, and the producers are key people, even though it's kind of unglamorous in that sense. But it's key work that they do. They just make sure everything happens in the way that it's meant to happen. And so there's the great camaraderie as well. I would have met people I probably would never have met, and made great friends over the years. For sure. And of course, we have good fun together as well.
And I know there's a few real stalwarts in the Coolera Pantos every year. They're all back again, no doubt.
Well, they're mostly all back. So people think of Brian Devaney, of course, as he plays the Dame every year, and he's the Dame again this year. So just so people aren't disappointed. And then Bobby Jones, everybody knows Bobby as well. He used to play the baddie and is playing a giant slayer this year. And so that's a new role for him. But and there's lots of other people. Kieran O'Doherty has been in a large number of shows, and Farah Mahan and Orla McSharry and Stephen Devaney and people like this, who will be familiar names to audiences. So they're all on the show as well.
And I'm sure a whole fresh batch of younger cast members.
New talent. So we have a great girl called Lily Gordon playing the Good Fairy this year, she's been in pantos before, but in the chorus. So it's great to give opportunities to people who mightn't otherwise get them, and it's a great sort of breeding ground for people to go on and do other dramatic activities during their lives. Even if they leave Sligo, they often do things in other places wherever they settle.
Opens the door for them, as you say.
Yeah, opens the door. Yeah.
So it's the 8th. Now we don't really have to plug it a lot. I think there's only a handful of tickets left, despite the number of shows. It's amazing.
Yeah, there's a small number of tickets left. I think maybe 20 or 30, but it's very, very few. And they're often just in ones, maybe an odd one here and there.
Okay.
Maybe
so if you want a peaceful night without the kids, go.
Or maybe 2. But so it's fantastic support we get.
Well, I mean, it's just, as I said, it wasn't that we needed to sell the tickets, but it was nice to bring in someone from the group. We definitely have to do a full hour-length special because there's so many stories and so much great characters.
There are many stories. I'm not sure all of them can be told.
We'll put it behind a paywall. So. Well, Roddy, thank you so much for your time. Thanks for coming in. Best of luck with the show.
Thank you.
And as I said, you'll enjoy a Christmas break and a Christmas drink when it's all over, I'm sure.
Great. Thanks, Brendan.
Thanks for coming in. So thanks very much to Roddy Quinn there from the Coolera Dramatic Society, who have their annual panto. And as we said, it's almost sold out. If you are watching this, go get those tickets quick at hawksville.com. Finally, thanks to Brian behind the cameras. Thanks to the team here at the ATU for this beautiful space we have. Big thanks to our sponsors, Pet Stop Discount Warehouse. all around the west of Ireland and beyond. Go and check them out. And I can't leave without saying thank you to Aegis for kitting me out for the show with their $2.99 deal. Go and check it out. We'll see you all again next time.
The Sligo Show is produced by Pixel Productions and hosted by Brendan Tierney. If you need video for your business or live event or would like to appear on the show, send us a message today.
This show is in partnership with ATU Sligo Innovation Center, the hub of innovation and commercial enterprise for startups, industry, and academia.